The design needs a logo which will introduce the clip art functionality. In the clip art section, there are libraries with different stock clip art which can be freely used. It is also possible to upload clip art to the designer by clicking the upload button, which will allow either dropping files or browsing directories for files. File formats supported are SVG and zip. Similar to images, the imported clip art can be organized using categories, which can help in having an overview. Tags can be added in order to make searching for specific files easier. When the file has been uploaded, it will be available in the category selected during the upload process. I would like to work with the clip art and other objects in a separate layer. I am making sure that layers are locked and the text layer is hidden, as this text is not to be used in the design. I then create a new layer, which I will rename to Objects. When clicking my clip art file, it is placed in the new layer called Objects, and I can position, rotate, and scale it to fit my design. When working with clip art SVG files, it is possible to manipulate the colors. When the clip art is selected, the colors used in the file are listed. Activating the color of the background and clicking on Replace Color, I can change the color into a color from the libraries. It is also possible to add patterns and structural ink to a SVG file if needed. I'd like to have a splash under the theater logo to provide some information. For a better view, I hide the layer containing the image, and from the Paths tool, I am going with a rectangle. For the color of this rectangle, I'd like to use a color from the logo. I do not have direct access to this color, but selecting the logo, I can click the color I need, and then I can create the same color by reading the values. Create a new custom color in the My Colors tool and apply the values. Add the color to the object and change the stroke color to none. The splash was created in freehand, but I'd like for it to have the same width and the same horizontal starting point. I can use the Transform tool to read the data from the logo, which I can then copy to the splash. To position the splash correctly, I use the Align tool. Use the Text tool to create the text for the splash. Write the text and find a suitable font. Then the text can be scaled to fit and positioned within the splash. Final touches. Holding down Shift on the keyboard, which allows distorting the text. I color the text white just for now, to be changed at a later point. In the lower part of the design, I am adding a splash. From the Path tool, I select the rectangle and create a rectangle across the width of the lower part of the design. The rectangle has automatically picked up the last used color, which is convenient. When closing the Path tool, the new rectangle is adjusted to the design parameters, which means that it will honor bleed and margin settings. Again, I am hiding the image layer as it makes it easier for me to work with my text. Using the Add Text in the Text tool to write the text. Change the font type to the same font as used earlier. correct the spelling mistake. Now I want to change the color of the text, and I am going to use a color from the logo file. Activate the logo, select a suitable color from the ClipArt color palette, and reuse the color values in my colors, creating a new custom color. I will name this new color ClipArt Color. I'd like to have the background of the colored splashes suppressed, which will make the text and logo artwork stand out. Selecting the logo clip art, I can select the color and then replace color. This way I can add structural color on top of the color. For the two splashes, I do the same. Open the fill color and add structural. I open the Layers tool and activate all relevant layers and sublayers to show all the objects of my design. Clicking to deselect the Show Structural verifies that the structural ink is printing on top of the colored splashes.